So on a larger level, what I'd like you to do is think about LinkedIn as one of the several platforms of social media that drives traffic to a centralized hub, which is typically either your website or a blog or both. And from that, if you have marketed properly to the right people and delivered good quality content, real value, ultimately these people are going to raise their hand, they're going to want to do business with you, and then you're going to monetize all the time and effort that you've spent here, because these are really traffic accelerators, driving traffic into your blog or your website. And from there, that's when you get to know these people better. The other idea with this is to get people from the online world to the offline world. And the reason I highly recommend that you do that is that all these places here, you're basically a renter. You're renting space in an environment that you have very little control over in the long run. And especially with Facebook, take it from somebody that knows by trial and error, Facebook changes almost hourly. It's very, very frustrating. And you can spend a lot of time building a presence on Facebook, and you can log in the next day and you won't even recognize your page or your group or whatever, because they decided arbitrarily to make a change. So I like the idea of getting the traffic off these rented spaces and into an environment that I own and control as an owner. How many people in here have a blog or a website? Is it connected to your LinkedIn account in any way? Do you know? It is? Okay, good. So the number one goal of online marketing is conversion. We want to convert visitors to these social media platforms and your website into contacts and ultimately into clients. And so we're going to talk about today how LinkedIn is one of the most powerful and effective environments to influence the influencers that have a presence and a profile on LinkedIn. So there's 44 million LinkedIn profiles in the United States, 56 million in foreign countries. As far as the confidence level, when you look at the statistics, the confidence level in a LinkedIn environment is exponentially higher than it is in a Twitter or a Facebook environment. In other words, yes?
I believe that stat. I just read the other day, maybe some of you have also, that LinkedIn now is only second to Facebook as far as many people visiting it. There you go.
Right, yeah.
MySpace.
That's right. Thanks for bringing that up. So the article that came out in the business section of the Times last week says, LinkedIn focuses on job seekers and recruiters, has surpassed MySpace to become the #2 social networking service in the nation, and LinkedIn had 33.9 million visitors just in the month of June, and that was up 63% from the year before. The top social networking site is Facebook. We all know that. They had 160.9 million visitors, up 14%. So while 160 million is impressive, are those 160 million folks people that you want to do business with? That's the question. And for the most part, I would have to say with Facebook, there's a reason to be on Facebook and to have a presence, and you can be successful there. But this is all about business. That's what I love about the LinkedIn environment. It's a much more stable, mature environment. The changes that are made are slower, but they make sense, and you don't have to beat yourself to death to figure out what to do once they put those changes in. And LinkedIn is essentially following Facebook's lead in increasing its functionality in the way that it works. In other words, they have applications, and you can have events, you can use LinkedIn pay-per-click advertising. So there's all kinds of things that you can do on LinkedIn that wasn't available a year ago. So one of the other benefits of LinkedIn or any other social media like Facebook is that you can grow your database exponentially. You connect with me, and now we have, each of us have 5 people. We connect with them, that grows to 50. I mean, this is good old-fashioned network marketing at its basic level, but it's a great way to expand your sphere of influence and your network quickly. So this is a screenshot of my network statistics for my platform as of about a week ago. And so last week I had 987 connections. I think this morning I have 1,002. But what 987 gets me is access to over 9 million people on LinkedIn. That's not a bad rate of return. That's a pretty far reach. And so LinkedIn ranks your connections in degrees. So you have your primary connections that are ranked #1. Those are your trusted friends and colleagues that are directly connected to you. And then you have friends of friends that are 2 degrees away that are each connected to one of your connections. So from my first to my second, I go from 987 to almost 300,000. And then 3 degrees away, I go from 288 to almost 9 million.